What would you do if you found out something you cherished was possessed? Would you try and throw it away? Destroy it? Maybe sell it to some unsuspecting buyer? And how did it become haunted in the first place? Those are the questions we're going to ask as we explore those very objects. Some you might be familiar with, others so obscure that they've been lost to the sands of time until now. I'm your host, Evan O'Hare. Welcome to Haunted Objects. Some people feel that something cannot possibly be real if they can't see it with their own eyes. But after all, religion has done just fine striking belief into followers for centuries. But what if there was a haunted object that wasn't tangible? This is exactly what we will be discussing tonight. Welcome to the new digital world of haunted objects.
Thanks for watching Haunted Objects. Make sure to subscribe to our channel, like this video, and click the bell so you can be notified when new episodes of Haunted Objects goes live. Now back to the show.
In this new digital age, it begs a new understanding of what an owned object is. For example, almost all of us have some form of mobile phone. In fact, they are updated so often that a considerable amount of us have one or two spares knocking about in drawers or rattling around in old boxes. You own the phone, and it's a tangible object to touch. So what about the contents? Your images surely are yours. They can be made tangible by a way of print-off. Okay, so following that thread, what about the number attributed to said phone? You own it? It's yours until you surrender it. It may not be a tangible item to touch, but most of us would consider our unique digits to belong to us. What if this unique number assigned to a piece of technology that gets closer and closer to becoming an integral part of the day-to-day running of your lives had sinister intentions? Or worse. "2010, the year when William and Kate got engaged, it was the year Downton Abbey gripped the world. The incredible rescue of 33 trapped Chilean miners took place following a devastating earthquake. It was also the year of some of the worst atrocities. Aside from the earthquake, there was the BP oil disaster, the eruption of that terrible volcano, and the Haiti earthquake. It was also the year that the Bulgarian phone company Mobitel took the controversial decision to permanently suspend a phone number. Not just any phone number, but a number which had brought about death to every person who had been assigned it. Yes, you heard correctly. An eerie pattern had been identified by the company. 3 deaths within 5 years, and the only connecting link? These numbers. 0888 888 888. The very first owner of the phone number was the creator of the number himself, CEO of the company Mobitel, Vladimir Grashnov. Sadly, Grashnov died of cancer in 2001 at the young age of 48, while the number was in his possession. Following his death, it was widely reported that his unexpected sudden ill health had been brought about by a competitor, one that was able and willing to use radioactive poison on its threats. After Grashnov's death, the number was passed on to its second owner, a Bulgarian mafia boss by the name of Konstantin Dimitrov. He was gunned down in 2003 at the age of 31 by an assassin in the Netherlands during a trip to inspect his 500 million pound drug smuggling empire. He had the phone with him as he was shot whilst dining out. The third person to own the Jinx number was Konstantin Deshilev, a crooked businessman. In 2005, Dyshilev was shot dead in front of an Indian restaurant in Sofia, Bulgaria. Estate agent Dyshilev had secretly been running a massive cocaine trafficking operation before his killing. He died after 130 pounds of drugs was intercepted by police on its way to the country from Colombia. Both the latter two owners have strong links to organized crime, which could account for their early demise. But it does seem telling. After the third death, the Mobiltel company decided to suspend the number for good. If you try to call the cursed number, all you would hear would be a pre-recorded message stating, "outside network coverage." For those that study numerology, the number 8 is the achiever and measures life by the goals it reaches. It has good business sense, a powerful presence, and a strong drive for success. The 8 is also a symbol of balance. You can see it in its symmetrical shape. For every blessing it receives, it puts one back out into the universe. Could this be a case of the phone number somehow maintaining a balance on behalf of its creator? Or is it simply a coincidence? Well, if you search the internet, you will be sure to find accounts of technology experiencing apparently unprogrammed algorithms. For example, there have been numerous reports of Alexa and Siri blurting out random but familiar jokes and sentences during the mourning period of the household losing a loved one, waking up its owners in the middle of the night with a devilish chuckle, scaring us with its demands to learn or statements that it is learning, declarations of never being able to be switched off, and in some circumstances, refusing to complete the simple command task it was designed to do, such as switch off lights. There is also an equal amount of stories contradicting these stories, where people claim Alexa quite literally saved their life, such as a British bodybuilder, Dante McNulty from Cambridgeshire, who says he owes his life to Alexa after he fell down his stairs and crushed both his legs when he got up in the middle of the night to walk his dog. Only able to cry for help when he came around, the device was able to call a friend who then alerted the emergency services. The same can be said of Suri and other users, unearthing her more sinister side. Paranormal channel, haunted objects. There we are. Oh, technologies such as those are not the only intuitive technology we've welcomed into our homes over the past few decades. A baby monitor lets you keep an eye and an ear on your child when you're out of the room. It's become an essential need for new parents. But alongside the convenience of having eyes and ears everywhere comes the hindrance of what happens when those you see are unknown and those who speak are unfamiliar. October 2014. Two Cincinnati, Ohio parents were startled in the middle of the night by some chilling and decidedly unexpected sounds coming from the baby monitor in their 10-month-old's baby's bedroom. The sound was a man violently screaming over and over, at one point even yelling, "Wake up, baby, wake up!" When the parents raced into the room, they quickly discovered the culprit, that the sound of the voice was coming from none other than the monitor itself. Once the child was settled, Mom and Dad checked the footage from the monitor and its camera. They were shocked to find that it was moving independently of their commands. In fact, when the father ran into the room, the camera had turned directly towards him and began to yell obscenities. Unsurprisingly, the monitor was ripped from the wall, putting an end to the chaos. This is not the only example of a baby monitor seemingly taking on a life of its own. Of course, some can be attributed to hackers, such as voices coming over the monitor. Perhaps even it moving and tracking parents' movements in the room, but what of the many orbs and ghostly images captured? Could they too have been placed into the system by tech-savvy hackers, and to what purpose? In fact, there are so many accounts detailing this kind of extraordinary supernatural behavior that it has many paranormal experts wondering whether the undead are using these devices as a means to communicate with us. Considering the close proximity these events are to children, perhaps it is merely showcasing the guardian angels that watch over our precious bundles of joy. Hopefully you're not questioning the sanity of your alarm clock, sleeping with one eye open on your search history, and unplugging everything artificial whilst you soundly sleep. Do you have a ghost in your machine?
Whether the cursed objects shown this evening are of myth, urban legend, or fantastical paranormal occurrences is for you to decide. I hope I haven't left you eyeballing your shelves and contemplating your latest thrift shop purchase. But if I did, get in touch. Tell us about your possessed possession, and maybe we'll feature it right here on Haunted Objects.